Welcome everybody to My Bike Thing and Cycling Videos Online, your gateway to indoor cycling adventures. Well, thanks for joining me today. We are in Evergreen, Colorado, and we're going to ride from Evergreen, Colorado down Bear Creek Highway. This is a little highway connecting Evergreen to Morrison, Colorado. So we head down into Morrison, which is where we pick up the little road to Red Rocks. And then we'll get right up through Red Rocks and have a nice little ride through there. And then we come back to Morrison and we start making our way back up the hill. And that's when the fun begins. So we're going to push it hard. We're going to go fast. And I want you to try to keep up with the changes. Follow that heart rate, follow those gear changes, follow that cadence, and really get into the workout because you're going to have a great time. So let's get going.
Well, welcome everybody to Cycling Videos Online. We are in beautiful Evergreen, Colorado, and we are going to head, as you heard, all the way down into Morrison. Nice, fast, fun descent, and then head back up. So you are listening to the default audio track, and this track has audio instruction and music. Track 2 has we got rid of the music, so just instruction. Track 3, no instruction, just music. And track 4, just the sounds of the ride. All right, we are rolling already. So we're getting a fast start here. So let's lift that cadence up to about 90 RPM. Heart rate is going to be coming up here. We're working our way up to 70% of our max heart rate, and it's just going to kind of keep going up. I'll let you read that intro. Right on. Get that cadence up, about 95. Heart rate's coming up just about 75% here. All right. Well, as we make our way down this descent, down this hill into Morrison. Well, Morrison is just outside of Denver. It's a really neat little starting place for a lot of mountain cycling adventures. But while we're doing that, let's talk a little bit about the metrics on the screen. Starting with our heart rate, we're showing about 80% of max on the left, top left, and that's really going to be the metric that we're going to be focusing on throughout this ride, making sure that we keep our efforts disciplined to simulate the efforts of the ride. And sorry if it's a little hard for me to talk, so I am breathing right along with you. Cranking out a nice tempo here, 95 RPM on the cadence, showing in the lower center there between the two little maps. Now the first map on the left gives us an idea of our elevation and our speed. It's not super clear because when I use the AI software to clean up the video, kind of washed out those maps. The AI does a great job with the scenery, really bringing the realism alive to this ride, really bringing out the color and the clarity. This, folks, it's a pretty old video. Filmed this like 2008-ish. One of my first attempts. But the AI, it knows how to clean up the scenery. It's not entirely 100% accurate, doesn't know numbers very well, or text apparently. Okay, a little graphic shows us in our drops, so let's keep it real. Get into your drops, get the nose into the wind, keep that cadence up as we zoom through Kittredge here, about 25 miles an hour. Kittredge, cool little town. A couple of nice places to eat, and of course, beer. All these mountain towns, man, they do some drinking. So, trigger alert, drinking. A lot of famous bars along this stretch here. Downtown Evergreen, famous Little Bear Saloon, and then Kittredge. When we get to Idledale, you can kind of see that marker on the bottom right map, which shows us our location along the ride. Can't really read the names, but that first white square there on the left side of that map, well, that first white one is Evergreen, our start on the bottom left, and the next one up that we're rolling through now is Kittredge. The next one is Idledale, pretty much in the center of that map. Driving our efforts up here a little harder, bringing that heart rate up a bit as we have this just ever so small slope back down the hill, keeping that speed up nice and high. 35 miles an hour here, starting to feel it, and that speed is making us want to just go faster. It feels good. Keep that cadence up, 100 RPM. Let's go. We fly through these beautiful evergreen pines. We don't have a lot of room on this road. I've had a lot of hairy encounters with cars and trucks, so I really do try to keep that tempo up so we're not obstructing traffic too much. In some cases, we're passing, so we start really hauling as we get down a little lower. Just above that overview map, you can see the hill profile for this ride. And you can see that it starts out fairly a gentle descent, and then it gets a little steeper right before we hit Morrison. And then you can see a sharp bump in the middle. That'll be our climb through Red Rocks. And that's a tough climb, so have fun. Just prepare yourself for a grueling out of the saddle climb. And then we start our way down, take a little break. We get back into Morrison, and we start climbing our way back up to Evergreen. Don't forget to drink. I did a couple times. This is a very sweaty ride. Keep your hydration up. Hopefully you've got some electrolyte. You can keep your sodium up. 87%. Add a little resistance. Flattening out here. Got a short little climb. Excuse me. Oh, we got a carrot too. Climb up to that carrot, bringing that heart rate up, a little more resistance. Come on, let's go. Oh, and another one. Heart rate's coming up to 90 beats per, or 90% of max. Pass this next person, bring that resistance off a little bit. A little more. Start a descent again. Keeping our cadence nice and high. Woo, let's go. Having fun. Whew. That just egged us on. More speed, more power in our drops. Fight it, let's go. So, yeah, when I filmed this, 2008, damn, I was 15 years younger. But let's go. Keep that effort up. Nice job. So the very last metric is the gear ratio indicator on the top right. Shows a 6, a blue line, and then a 42 under that. Now 7. And what that telling us to do is recommending a gear ratio. And of course, this is going to be different for everybody, as different trainers have different resistances. Bikes have different gearing, and you may be on a spin bike and you might have like a dial of resistance on your bike. And so what that 8 is telling you is in the back cassette, you got yourself 10 gears. It's saying bring that up to your almost hardest gear. So like a 1 is the easiest gear in the back. 2 is the next hardest, all the way up to a 10, which is the most difficult gear in the back. So use either, if you want to use that plus heart rate to define the workout, you can. Those gears are too high for me on my trainer. So what I like to use is a combination between the cadence and the heart rate. So if I'm dialing in the cadence at 100 RPM, heart rate at about 85%, I'm exactly where I need to be. So you pick your gear in order to target your heart rate goal along with the cadence. Coasting here. Let the heart rate come down just a little bit. Start pedaling. Coming in through Idledale. All right. Now here in Idledale, there's kind of a funny memory. I was climbing up the other way. I was climbing up from Morrison into Evergreen. My mom, sister lived in Evergreen, and so I made this a fairly regular ride back then. Got a lot of compliments about how I could do that. You know, when you're a cyclist, it tends to impress a lot of people. Your power, strength, endurance brings up a lot of, oh man, I wish I could do that. And so that feels kind of good. Anywho, I'm riding up the hill, and you know, I've got my old 1984 Motobecan, and I've got the seedy leather shoes with wooden cleats, and a pair of pedals that with the leather straps, drop down shifters or top tube shifters on the bike, cruising up the hill, and I get to Idledale. It's a hot day and I'm thirsty. More than that, I'm running out of energy, and one of the bars have a soda machine, and it was like all lit up like God put it there for me. Oh yeah, it looks so good. So I pull off the road, and pull into the parking lot, gravel parking lot. And it's a biker bar, you know, motorcyclists there. And one guy's standing out front in his leather chaps, his leather vest with fringes, whip hanging from the handlebar of his motorcycle. He's standing outside, watches me pull into the parking lot, come to a stop at the soda fountain or soda machine, and I'm still strapped in nice and tight. Oh shit. As I slowly start tipping over, and I just fall to the dirt. He's like, "Are you okay there?" Yeah. I had to reach down, loosen the straps so I can get my foot out. Got my soda, drank it, and made my way back up. He's like, I don't know how you kids can ride up that hill. That helped. A little bit. So that story just kind of, this ride just reminds me of that. And while I was thinking about what to talk about for this ride, for this workout, and that story popped into my head, I started thinking about all the stuff we had to deal with back in the early days of cycling, and I'm going to call them the glory days. And one of the things, my conversation my wife and I got into, and she's always given me grief because I always make fun of e-bikes and the cyclists who ride them. That may be you. If it is, no offense, but I'm still going to give you a little shit for doing it. We're bringing that speed back up here. 35 miles an hour. Heart rate's coming back up as we're starting to really push for speed here. Come on, let's go. Lean into those corners. This is fun stuff. Come on. Keep that cadence up nice and high. Come on. Keep it going. Almost down the hill. But I may have to carry this on later because this climb gets really hard. I'm not going to be able to talk. So we'll pick this back up in Morrison. Okay, you ready? All right, start out in your easy gear and then add some resistance. Little by little, we see this thing in front of us. And we're not looking, well, back then, that was fine. I'm not looking forward to it now. So let's bring up that number 52 in the front. Shows us in our big ring in the front. 7 in the back. We're climbing. 8 getting steeper. 9 even steeper. And let's grind. Come on. Let's get up this thing. Nasty ass hill. Let's keep that cadence under control. $65. Hardest gear. Out of the saddle and climb. Try to do this with the mic. Feeling the legs stressing, pedals creaking, bike is complaining. The legs feel good. Let's go. Big slope here. Nice and steep. Keep it going. Heart rate's coming up. Let the sweat fly. Come on. Those rocks, that's the amphitheater. We got to get there. This hill demanding what you got. Come on. Get up it. Back down. Still steep. A little off. Nice job. Come on. We're almost there. Whew. A little steeper and out of the saddle again. Let's go. Don't quit. We're almost up. 5 mile an hour climb. It's steep. Come on. Heart rate is up there. 90 plus. Come on. You're seeing the top there. Keep it going. Let's go. Back in the saddle. Still steep. Come on. Do this with me. Let's go. All right, 92%. You got it. Watch your cadence. It's a slow crawl. But you're putting yourself into it. Get up to the top. We'll take a short rest. And then the hill climb time trial begins. Back up out of the saddle. Let's go. You got this. Come on. Almost. Not much left. Hold out. Keep pushing. That corner, that's our top. Let's go. Oh shoot, there's more. Let's work for it. This parking lot is the lower lot. Back in the saddle for the amphitheater. They've got several. It's a big stadium. beautiful. There's more than just concerts inside the, or on the weekends inside the stadium or amphitheater. People do stairs, running, jumping up the stairs, down them. And they don't just use the stairs, they use the benches, which is a bigger step and it's hard. See that rampway heading up the hill? That takes you to the lower level, or the stage level of the arena. And we're at the top here. Start taking off some resistance, rounding over. Small ring. Smallest gear, and let's coast. Oh yeah. Hope you felt it. Off to the right, can't really see it. Gift shop, I think. Maybe not there. Could be further down. All right, well, I think that was it actually. Okay, we're heading down the hill. Let's let the heart rate come down, get into the tuck, because I'm gonna keep up with this car. Keeping it real. All right, accelerating here. Let's pedal a little bit. Get the speed of the bike up. Nice. Add a little resistance. Let's get the speed up. Keep the cadence up. Bring the resistance down. Let's coast.